All right, friends, welcome back to another video here at The Growing Pro. If you haven't seen any of our videos before, our main goal is to provide to you information through our experiences, direct experiences, to help you get to a place where you're making money with your craft faster by providing you options, especially for gear that you can afford right away. We could tell you all of the best cameras, the best lenses, the best audio preamps, the best microphones. We could give you all of the best of the best. And for most people, those items are out of the realm of being in your budget. So then what's the point? We're trying to help the newcomers, the newbies, the beginners, the aspiring creatives, and the aspiring artists. So what we aim to do here, especially with my 20 plus years in the music industry and my 20 years in the film and photography industry as well, is to provide to you what we have found to be the best of the budget options so that you can start right now, so that you're not constantly feeling like you're waiting or saving to buy this best microphone, this best lens, this best preamp, whether it's content creation, videography, or photography. We want you to be able to start now. So today we are bringing you one of the best, absolute best affordable options for audio. So you're going to want to stick around for this video, because for the price that you can get this piece of gear at right now, there's really no reason why anyone should not be jumping on this and starting right away. Now we're shooting this with the Panasonic GH6, which I love this camera. And if you've seen some of our other videos, you know that I've taken a step away from my typical cinema cameras, and I've mostly used Canon. And I revisited the GH5. Well, I had a good time with that. And now I'm moving on to the GH6. I'm going to be dedicating some time with the GH6. And we're doing this intentionally, incrementally, at different levels, so that you as the viewer, you have options. But today is about audio. Now, yes, we have a Panasonic XLR1. But if you notice, that's pretty good audio coming out right now. And it's not the XLR1. And recently we did a review on another comparable kit that is not quite so budget friendly, which is the Ceremonic audio kit. This offers a lot of the features the XLR1 does. 2 XLR inputs, 48 volt phantom power, 2 separate channels, gain inputs. But even this kit retails for $299. Yes, you can find them much cheaper on eBay, but it's hard to find the full kit. So today we're bringing you a budget option, and I mean budget option. You can buy this thing right now on eBay in near new condition, sometimes even in new condition, for $40 to $50. That's it. And this is a fantastic option. And it's not even a passive option. So if you don't know the difference between passive and active preamps, a passive preamp requires no additional power. Okay, but you're not going to have the option for 48 volt phantom power. And typically those are very cheaply made, all plastic. You're going to have different pieces by Ceremonic, Comica. Active options require power. And today we're recording on an active option. Now this is one of my favorite budget alternatives that anyone can afford, assuming it is this. The Beachtek DXA Micro Pro. I have had this thing since the day it came out. I bought this thing new, and I have used and abused it, beaten it up. I have used it run and gun. I've used it in the studio. I've used it on the go. I've taken it for traveling because it's a small piece of kit, and I know that I'll have good audio preamps. Now, the preamps are so important because most DSLR camera onboard built-in preamps, frankly, they suck. And so one of the best upgrades you can immediately make is having an off-board or additional preamp option. Now, this thing is awesome. We are recording currently with one of my favorite shotgun condenser microphones. So if you don't know, that requires 48 volt phantom power. Now, this is the Audio Technica AT897. I'll give you a little shot of it right now, right there. Now, these do have the option for a built-in battery, so that if you are using a passive option, you can throw the battery, but then you get a little bit more noise, I've noticed, and that happens frequently. Now, here's the cool thing about this. It's an XLR mic, and we're going in directly through an XLR input on the Beachtek. The Beachtek does offer one XLR input, but you have 2 channels. So you also have an option for an 1/8" stereo TRS jack. Now, you have 48 volt phantom power. This unit is powered by a 9 volt battery. I know that may not be the best in the world, but grab yourself a package of those rechargeable 9 volts. I keep about six or 8 of them in a bag. I always have them on hand. But there are 2 additional upgrade options to this that are USB-C powered. But we're not going to talk about that today. Hopefully, God willing, in the near future, I'll get my hands on both of those and we can compare all 3 together. But this unit, which we're using right now, with 48 volt phantom power, has very low noise. And I live in an 1880s farmhouse. So I have a full house air dehumidifier system. I have a full house air purifier system. They're constantly running, and there's very low noise. So I know that the built-in preamps with the Beachtek are of good quality. Now I'll also say this. This thing is robust. It is all metal. I mean, that's not all metal. There are obviously plastic parts to it, but the body of this unit is of metal construction. It is high quality. It's not a cheap, crappy piece of plastic that you're going to throw on your camera and wonder if it drops or falls, it's going to break and chip and crack, and well, there you go. There goes your audio for the day. You also have a headphone jack with its own gain knob. So this thing is full of features at $40. I paid way more than that when I bought it. I don't remember what I want to say maybe I paid $150 for it, maybe back in the day when I first got it, when it first came out. But $40 for this thing, I'm also not afraid that if it drops, it's going to crack in half because it's built of metal. So friends, that's today's quick gear review. This is a great option. If you need audio, if you need a better audio preamp than what's built into your DSLR or whatever you're using, the Beachtek DXA Micro Pro is a fantastic option. I can't speak highly enough of it. And I have used this thing for well over 10 years. I used this thing back in the day when I had a GH4, G7, G85, when I was still using Micro Four Thirds in the beginning, before I switched over to full frame. So I've had this thing for over 10 years, and it still looks as good today and works as good today as it did the day I bought it. And as far as I know, they're a small company. This is not a huge company. It's not a Comica. It's not even a Ceramonic. It's not a gigantic brand. But regardless, you have a top and bottom mounting option. You have so many different options with this. You also have a cold shoe mount on either side of the preamp. And this thing is phenomenal. That's really all I can say to you about it. Oh, and one last thing I want to mention. Even though it is 9 volt powered, the light is green when you put in a fresh battery. And when that battery starts to get low on juice, that light turns red. And it's not like it's just going to immediately cut off. You do want to be careful because I don't know how long you're going to get once that light is red. But I know that I've continued to record for a few more minutes once the light went red and it didn't shut off. So I've gotten a little bit more out of that battery. But once you see red, just consider it dead and replace it. So friends, there you go. There's a quick review of something that's finally good quality and affordable. The Beachtek DXA Micro Pro. And as I mentioned earlier, there are 2 higher options. I believe the next one is the Plus, and then the highest option is the Max. I hope to get my hands on both of those so that we can compare them to this and give you a direct apples to apples comparison. But for now, friends, go look on eBay right now. If you need good audio, the Beachtek DXA Micro Pro is absolutely not going to steer you wrong. And no, this is not an affiliated video, clearly not a sponsored video, because look at this box. I bought this box over 10 years ago, and I still have the box. I keep the boxes for everything. But so I have no affiliation to Beachtek, although I wouldn't mind. So guys at Beachtek, hey, I'd love to work with you because I absolutely believe in your products. This is a phenomenal product. There you go, friends. Go take a look, check it out. It might be right for you. So that's it for today, friends. There's a piece of tech review for you, something that you can actually afford. I'll catch you next video.